Hello primary 6 students, how are you? Welcome in your science class now, as we will complete lesson 3, as this is the part 2 from lesson 3, concept 1, unit 3. Okay, as this is me, Shaimaa Hamdy, and welcome in the Big Sister channel. So don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and press the bell button to get the new lessons. Okay? As now we will start with activity 7. It's a very easy activity. Okay? It's about water cycle model. Okay? As we know that condensation and freezing are two processes occur when water particles gain thermal energy or lose thermal energy. Yes, you studied hard. Yes, lose thermal energy. When water particles lose thermal energy. As in the condensation, water vapor, which is gas state, changes into water droplets, which is what? Yes, liquid state. Here, the water vapor lose thermal energy or cools, okay? And also in freezing, the water loses thermal energy, okay, and changes from water as a liquid state into ice as in a solid state, okay? So condensation and freezing, two processes occur when water particles lose thermal energy. And we have in the opposite side evaporation, melting, and transpiration. And these are processes occurs when water particles gain thermal energy as they take energy, okay? So what happens? As in evaporation and transpiration, so here the water changes from the liquid state into water vapor in the gas state. And in melting, the ice, which is in solid state, when it gains energy, so it changes into water, which is in liquid state. I want you to know that gravity, the force, affects the movement of water in the water cycle, as we mentioned in part 1. As the gravity is the force that affects the movement of water in the water cycle. Yes, we have here a model of the water cycle, and we have here planks, and we need to fill these planks, okay? As here, if we start from salt water, what happens to it? To be water vapor? Yes, gain energy. So it changes into water vapor. Yes. Then we have the second, which I circled in red. Here, water vapor forms clouds. So what happens here? Water vapor gain energy or loses energy? Yes, it loses energy. And with the effect of the gravity, what happens? Yes, the rain falls onto the Earth's surface. Yes? Also, we have here the ice and the frozen water. Okay? What happens here? The ice melts. Yes? So, here, it loses energy or gains energy. Yes. They gain energy. Yes. It changes from the solid to the liquid. So they gain energy, and we have the effect of the gravity as this water will run off or flows into rivers. Yes. So here, this is the effect of the gravity. Okay. And the last one, as you see here, this flowing water as fresh water is affected by the gravity as they flows on the Earth's surface. But if this fresh water changes into water vapor, so it gains energy or it loses energy? Yes, it changes from water to water vapor, so it gains energy. So well done. This is our water cycle model. We finished it, so we will go to activity 8, heating of Earth. Okay? As you see here, we know that the weather changes from one area to another according what? Yes, the amount of solar energy reaches to the Earth's surface. Yes, as here in this picture, can you predict, okay, the weather in the area around the equator? As you see here, I make a rectangle in the area around the equator. Okay, so what do you think? Yes, remember that the distribution of the solar energy on Earth's surface play an important role in the evaporation process in water cycle. So this information make us imagine or know that the weather in the area around the equator is very hot because there is a large amount of solar energy in this area and the water evaporates. Okay, so this is an area with a hot and humid climate. Okay, well, the meaning of humid, yes, it means there is a lot of water vapor in the atmosphere. A lot of water vapor in the atmosphere. This is the humid. Okay, so the weather in the area around the equator is very hot and humid. Okay, and you know the reason, because there is a large amount of solar energy of heat that reach to this area. Okay, if we look to the area north and south the equator, okay, as the two rectangles I made, okay, north and south the equator. So here the weather will depend on the temperature and precipitation. As in these areas, what happens? Less amount of solar energy, of heat, reaches to these areas, and this causes what? That the temperature will be less than the equator, yes, and here the water vapor condenses and precipitation occur as the water returns back to the Earth's surface as rain. So here, what is the factors that affect this area, the north and the south of equator? Yes, temperature and precipitation. So the weather here could be warm and humid. If there is the temperature is, we have increase in the temperature, so the weather will be warm and humid. There is a lot of water vapor in the air, okay? Or it is freezing cold if the temperature is low. So here, this area will have freezing cold weather. Yes, freezing cold, very, very cold weather. So this is the area north and south the equator. This depend on temperature and precipitation, okay? As the weather could be warm and humid if there is increase in the temperature, or if there is low temperature, decrease in the temperature, so these areas will be freezing cold, okay? This is like the weather in Egypt, as Egypt is one of the areas that located north the equator. We in summer feel warm and humid in summer, and we feel very cold in winter. But there are another countries or areas that have freezing cold, okay, weather. okay? So more than Egypt. So now we have question. What causes the formation of large areas of desert? As you know, that the desert is a very dry and hot areas. Yes? So the answer here, there are areas that have very little rain and that causes the formation of large areas of desert. Okay? So these areas have very little rain and that causes the formation of large areas of desert. Desert, known by it is dry and very hot. Yes? We will talk about this in the next lesson, okay? Okay, now let us study the inclinations of the sun rays affects the weather. We know the sun rays reaches to the Earth's surface, yes? And these rays reach to the Earth's surface by different angles. As you see here, we have 1, 2, and 3. First, number 1, as you see, these sun rays reach to the Earth's surface as these rays are perpendicular. You know, the right angle? Yes. As the angle between the two lines is 90 degrees. So these two lines are perpendicular to each other, okay? So here, the sun rays are perpendicular to the surface of the Earth in this point, number 1, okay? And in number 2, the sun rays reach to the Earth's surface with different angle. And also in 3, here the sun rays reach to the surface of Earth by different inclination angle, okay? So we will study the effect of the inclinations of the sun rays, how these affect the weather, okay? We will start with number 1, as when the sun rays fall perpendicular on the Earth's surface near the equator. So here the sun rays are concentrated. And concentrated means what? Yes, large amount of these sun rays reaches to small area, okay? As this is the meaning of concentrated. So the sun rays are concentrated on a small area, giving high effect. So the weather is hot. Yes, so this is why the area around the equator is very hot, because the sun rays are concentrated on small area and this giving high effect, so the weather is hot. This is important for exam, okay? These points are very important. The effect of the inclination of sun rays on the Earth's surface, okay? Okay, this is the first one. Yeah, the sun rays are perpendicular on the Earth's surface. Now we will talk number 2, when the sun rays fall semi-inclined, okay? It has small inclination angle. So it's semi-inclined or semi-slanted, okay? Semi-inclined or semi-slanted, as it has small angle, inclination angle, okay? So when the sun rays fall semi-inclined or semi-slanted on Earth's surface, north and south the equator at these areas, okay, as shown in the drawing, so the sun rays are distributed on a larger area, okay, not small area as the area of the equator, because there is inclination. So it covers or distributed on large area, and this causes what? Giving low effect. So the weather is warm, not hot as the equator, because what? The sun rays are distributed on a large area, giving low effect, so the weather is warm. Okay? Okay, here we will go to the number 3. Okay, as when the sun rays fall very inclined, very slanted, so the angle of inclination here is bigger. So what happens? When the sun rays fall very inclined or very slanted on Earth's surface, far away from the equator, as shown in the drawing as the 2 poles of the Earth, what happens? The sun rays are distributed on a very large area, okay? And this giving the lowest effect. So the weather is very cold in these areas, okay? So sun here, the sun rays are distributed on a very large area, giving the lowest effect. So the weather is very cold. So here, if the sun rays are concentrated in a small area, so this is a very hot weather. If the sun rays are semi-inclined or semi-slanted, so these rays distribute on a large area, so the effect will be low effect, yes, and the weather will be warm. But if the sun rays falls on the Earth's surface with a very inclined or very slanted, so that means that it will distribute it on a largest area and the effect will be very low. Okay, so this weather will be very cold. Okay, so with these points, we finished this part. This part is very important. Please focus on it. Thank you for watching. See you next video, inshallah, and goodbye.